Hello and welcome to my first streaming episode, and today I'm gonna play a bit of Portal, a game that I really love to play, and I played it a lot. I actually played above 100 hours of Portal 1 and Portal 2, and I think this is the game that I have actually played the most. I have put endless amount of time into Oblivion and Skyrim, but still this game beats it. For some odd reason it's a single player game, but I still love to just play through it, and yeah, I find small tidbits of new things every time I play, so yeah, this is gonna be nice. So let's go on and play some. Start it up. You see here. I think we will try to play it with developer commentary, because I think that's really nice. See here? Yep, commentary is on. So let's do this.
Welcome to
Game Name here.
Hopefully you have already had a chance to enjoy the offbeat perspective and new game mechanic of Portal. To listen to a commentary node, put your crosshair over the floating commentary symbol and press your use key. To stop a commentary node, put your crosshair over the rotating node and press the use key again. Some commentary nodes may take control of the game in order to show something to you. In these cases, simply press your use key again to stop the commentary. Please let me know what you think after you've had a chance to play, as we think we are just at the beginning of taking advantage of this type of gameplay. I can be reached at gaben@valvesoftware.com. Thanks, and have fun.
Thank you, Gabe. So, I think this is a really fun and interesting way to start a game off. You actually wake up and sit up in the bed, or stand up from the bed, and you see a timer. So you are thinking, why is there a timer? What could this be counting
Hello,
on?
and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one. Your specimen has been processed, and we are now ready to begin the test proper. Before we start, however, keep in mind that although fun and learning are the primary goals of all Enrichment Center activities, serious injuries may occur. For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from Stand back. The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
So they are doing a few things here. They have a countdown that you don't know if, do I need to hurry, do I need to do something? And you have this electronic voice that is telling you that you are welcome to this center and you are welcome to this experience, and that you are on an enrichment center, which could mean very many things. And as you see here, I see through this portal now, and I also see the same image over here, so you actually get this experience that you could see yourself over here from the start. So that's a good design as well, that you actually are seeing part of yourself from the beginning. Then if you look at this pod, you are really short, so that's a bit weird. And yeah, this toilet is very futuristic and dirty, but I still think this gives a more of a soft aesthetic to it, so you think that this is a nice place. It's not any dirty testing laboratory that you are a part of.
One of the things we learned from Narbacular Drop, our student project that became Portal, was that players often thought portals took them into other spaces, or even other dimensions. To help fight that notion, we start players in a visually unique room with memorable objects, so that when they walk through a portal for the first time, they have a clear point of reference which communicates the idea that they're still in the same basic location. For instance, The radio, which is playing an instrumental version of Still Alive, helps as well by providing some audio continuity.
Okay, so that's also something that I comment on, that you use the sound to give you more of this experience. Let's see. Brighten that up a bit. Do better on my blue screen. I haven't thought about that the audio cues is as important as the visual cues.
It's absolutely critical that players quickly wrap their heads around what a portal is. We noticed early playtesters grasped the concept much more quickly when they caught a glimpse of themselves through a portal. So we deliberately positioned this first portal to ensure that players will invariably see themselves.
And in this image you also see these enriched leg protectors that make it possible for you to fall far. And I'm not sure if you saw those in the original portal, or if they have been added in previous updates. That might be the case. So I don't know. It's really nice to see yourself in the portal here. Giving yourself a visual cue.
We put the player character in an orange jumpsuit to reinforce the fact that she's a test subject. Visually, the warmer colors helped her pop out against the colder tones of her environment. Some playtesters were wondering why she could fall so far without getting hurt the way she would have if she were in Half-Life 2. In response, we added a mechanized heel spring to her lower legs. Afterwards, there was no longer any question about why she could survive such long falls.
And you have this bun on your head that is really static, so I think it could have been done a bit more there. You don't see... Oh, you see the logo back there as well. Really nice addition. Here we have camera looking at you.
These frosted glass observation rooms make the player feel as if they're being watched at all times, while keeping the identity of these watchers a mystery. The rooms serve a practical purpose as well, since we often use them as convenient and logical light sources for the test chambers.
Okay. That's a good point. I've never thought about these as light points. I only seen them and thought that they are a logical addition. Then you can't get back to the first here. It's interesting.
Portal is effectively an extended player training exercise. We spend a huge portion of the game introducing a series of gameplay tools, then layering those tools into increasingly difficult puzzles. This layering starts here, where we train the button and box mechanic, before introducing the more complicated concept of portals.
Across the exit. This Aperture Science material emancipation grid will vaporize any unauthorized equipment that passes through it. For instance, the Aperture Science weighted storage cube.
Okay, so here they actually tell you both how to use the cube in an engaging way, and that these fields are the end of the level, and you can't take any material between levels, because then the sequence of levels could get easier if you are actually allowed to take material with you. So these fields give you an enforced feeling that it's not allowed to actually take test material from one level to the next, and they don't explain why, but they tell you that these are here because of that purpose. So an interesting way to keep every level separated for each stage, instead of a loading screen that you have the loading screen, but to tell the player that you can't take anything up and pick it up and take it to the elevator. So, and this GLaDOS voice is really engaging as well. It gives you a good sense of dread. So, let's see here. Continue out here. have a drop.
Please place a weighted storage cube on the 1500 megawatt Aperture Science Heavy Duty Super Colliding Super Button.
We wanted players to feel safe while standing in a portal, so we never kill them or destroy objects within a portal that's closing. Instead, we either push or teleport objects out of a portal as it closes.
Ah, interesting.
Perfect. Please move quickly to the chamber lock, as the effects of prolonged exposure to the button are not part of this test.
Yeah, and this way of moving, that they change the location of each portal location, is also really interesting, because that gives you a sense of that these portals aren't something in their environment that is static, that you could actually create these portals later on, or at least you could work with portals that open and close in different locations. So yeah, that's a good way to show that as
We
well.
very deliberately introduce and train each gameplay concept in Portal, so that once players reach this spot, we're confident that they know what a portal is and roughly how it works. Early versions of the game let players stumble through the beginning, without always understanding what was going on, which really compromised teaching new concepts. The puzzle you just finished was designed so that stumbling around will almost always lead to a dead end. Completing the puzzle requires walking through a minimum of 5 portals in a specific order. This kind of gating, in which a solid understanding of key gameplay concept is required for success, helped standardize the learning curve of the game tremendously.
Yeah. And you also give the player a way to think about how to solve these kind of puzzles, that you actually need to open and close portals in order to create a puzzle solution for yourself. If you only get the mechanics that you could open portals and then don't know that you can move them around.
You're doing very well. Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol, but is an unintended side effect of the Aperture Science Material Emancipation Grip, which may, in semi-rare cases, emancipate dental fillings, crowns, tooth enamel, and teeth.
In early versions of this map, playtesters would charge down the stairs without noticing what was creating the portal. We introduced a mandatory pause in the action, what we call a gate, to help ensure that players stop and notice the portal gun making the blue portal. The particle effect and a loud noise help draw their attention.
Well, that's a really good point, and you also see that you have a specific object that you will be able to interact with later, so yeah. And that you could pick this up.
Very good.
Obvious either.
You are now in possession of the Aperture Science handheld portal device. With it, you can create your own portals. These intradimensional gates have proven to be completely safe. The device, however, has not. Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially. Most importantly, under no circumstances should you
do what?
To ensure the safe performance of all authorized activities, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
So it's fun that you can actually destroy all cameras, but you need to figure out a way to do it. So you actually need to go around and look for each camera and get them down, and that could be an interesting challenge for you. I believe I haven't been doing that challenge before, so I'll see if I can get all the cameras this time. But I like that you actually just get the blue part of the gun first, so you know that you need to press one button to create the blue portal, and you get the possibility to actually try that out first before you actually get the full experience.
Please proceed to the chamber lock. Mind the gap.
Okay.
This room was designed to make players understand that entrance and exit portals aren't tied to the color of the portal. Playtesters often assume that orange portals were exit only, so we created this puzzle to force players to enter an orange portal.
When rendering the player's view through a portal, we must render a separate image using a virtual camera which looks out of the opposite portal. To obtain a correct image and efficient rendering performance, we render only what is visible to the limited field of view of the opposite portal and exclude objects which lie between the virtual camera and the player of the opposite portal.
The combination of portal-destroying fields, which we call fizzlers, and the elevators, serve a dual purpose. They provide a clearly identifiable endpoint for each test chamber, while also addressing the more practical problem of how to keep players from portaling across level loads. We eventually integrated the fizzlers into several of our puzzle designs.
Okay. So the emancipating grids are called fizzlers. Yeah. I like that you can actually create portals high up and then jump through them to get velocity. We'll see more of that later on. So let's see where we go now. More cameras to destroy.
Welcome to Test Chamber 4. You're doing quite well.
Interesting that this camera does not interact with the button at all. Whee! Portals in portals in portals in portals. But I believe that you can't see yourself down there, can you? No, you actually see the portal gun in several iterations down there, so they actually are doing the work of showing all the layers of the portal. That's really interesting. Well done.
For training purposes, there's generally just one correct solution to these early puzzles. The original version of this room didn't have the glass barrier. Playtesters would often stand on the button to open the door and then shoot a blue portal through the opening, bypassing the box entirely. Since this puzzle was meant to illustrate the relationship between boxes and buttons, that solution, while clever, was a failure. So we added the glass barrier to prevent it. Later in the game, however, the puzzles become more open-ended.
So they are added things to make it impossible for you to solve the puzzle easier than they were intended. Good point.
Integrating portals with Source Engine's physics system was a complex process that required several iterations to achieve the right balance of performance and correctness. Because portals can be placed virtually anywhere in the game's environment, the physics system had to be modified to allow dynamic changes to its representation of colliding geometry, such as the walls and floor around this box, and any objects which may lie on the opposite side of the portal. The initial implementations of this dynamic collision generation system could take up to 1/2 of 1 second, or 500 milliseconds, to compute the correct collision. This may not sound like a long time in everyday life, but this pause during the portal creation was quite noticeable in the context of a game. Ultimately, we designed a system that creates temporary hybrid physics environments in bubbles around the portals, using less accurate collision than that produced by Source's standard collision generation, but was accurate enough in practice and reduced the time to create dynamic collision representation from 500 milliseconds to just 10 milliseconds, which is an imperceptible pause during portal creation.
Interesting. Really interesting. Well... perhaps should move a bit faster through this. I'm getting a bit impatient, so... And I think, even though I think all these these clues are very interesting.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
You could look at the game yourself and see all these clues. I don't think I will add that much value by listening to all of them. Let's see here. So now we have
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Any cameras? I don't think so. Great.
As part of a required test protocol, our previous statement suggesting that we would not monitor this chamber was an outright fabrication. Good job. As part of a required test protocol, we will stop enhancing the truth in 3, 2,
More of those interesting. So this puzzle is really interesting because you are down here, you see this puzzle, this gate above you, and first you don't see it, you just see a room with 4 walls, and you don't know how to get out of there. And then you look up and you clearly see this portal, and when you shoot something down there, you could fall through this, and that will give you the information that portals could be created on every surface. You could have portals on the floor, portals on the ceiling, and so on. So that's a good way to introduce that fact as well. Loading, 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 loading. So let's see here. Here we have another part that we introduced.
While safety is one of many enrichment center goals, the Aperture Science High Energy Pellet seen to the left of the chamber can't. Unbelievable. You.
Subject name here.
Must be the pride of.
Subject hometown here.
Yep. So here we introduce these balls that will be very integral in solving things later on. And this puzzle is very easy when you have seen it before, but is integral to give you the information you need to solve these kind of puzzles. So it's a good way to introduce that mechanic as well.
Warning devices are required on all mobile equipment. However, alarms and flashing hazard lights have been found to agitate. Good. Now use the Aperture Science unstationary scaffold to reach the chamber lock.
Yeah. So here we are introduced to the same kind of problem that we had earlier, but we also get the information that there will be moving parts in the puzzle that we have to take into account, that we have to jump on these and so on, and solve the puzzle with both portals and portal mechanics and using easy, simple physics to help us out through it.